increasing marginal returns, increasing marginal returns. Then D as now stands for diminishing, diminishing marginal returns. Then the last stage is negative. The N is for negative. We have negative marginal returns. So these are the three stages of production when we are in the short run. We also have three stages when we are in the long run. But for the short run production, the three stages are this. So it is these three stages that make up what we call the law of diminishing returns. Again, these three stages combined make up the law of diminishing diminishing returns. So that simply means that this law of diminishing returns can only operate in the short run and not in the long run. The short run production period is governed by dash A returns to scale, B diminishing returns, C the law of variable proportions, D economies of scale. The answer is diminishing return, which is also called variable proportion. So two answers are correct. So in case they give you option E, B and C are correct. So that's the answer. So if you don't call it the law of diminishing returns, you also call it the law of variable proportions. From the word variable proportions, law of diminishing returns, they refer to the same law. It only operates, I'm saying it for like a short time. This law only operates in the short term. So I'm going to go into the reason. So let's look at the reason behind this law operating in the short term and not in the long run. Can everyone still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, what happens in the short term? What we did in the last class, I said in the short run, there is not enough time to vary all inputs. In the short run, there are some inputs that a firm can vary, and there are some that cannot be varied. So in the short run, the variable inputs of the firm can be changed, but the fixed input of the firm cannot be varied. Again, what is short run? Or we call it short term. Short run is a production period that is not long enough to vary the fixed input. So the fixed input cannot be varied. So the available time can only be used to increase or decrease the quantity of the variable input. But what happens in the long run is that there is enough time to vary all inputs, so no input is fixed. Again, you can't allow yourself to be confused. In the short term production, some inputs are fixed, some are varied. But in the long run, since there is enough time to vary everything, that means that in the long run, both the fixed to the variable input, all of them are variable. For example, I give example of variable input and fixed input in the last class, and I said the premises used for business is under capital. That's fixed in the short run, but workers are under the variable input. So in a short period of time, you can easily employ more workers. Maybe within 1 to 2 days, you can get new workers. But if you want to expand a building, you may not be able to do it in 1 or 2 days. So those buildings which is under capital and or those machines that cannot expand in a short period of time are what we call fixed inputs. In the short run, they are fixed because there's not enough time to increase them. But in the long run, those fixed inputs themselves, they become variable. So that means in the long run, no input is fixed. The variable plus the fixed one can be varied. So when a business faces these challenges, what do they now do to produce more? When a business wants to offer more goods for sale, given the knowledge that the fixed input cannot be changed in the short term, there's not enough time for that. So how can the business end up producing more? The answer is simple. The business will end up what? Increasing only the variable input. Again, in the short run, for the business to produce more quantity of the good, that is to produce more, okay, the business will only what? Increase labor. Don't forget that from the last class, we combine labor and entrepreneurship to form L. So the business increases labor each time we want to produce more. And don't forget that in the last class, I said quantity produced by a firm, which is the output, is a function or depends on K, comma L. This K represents capital and land, but or simply capital. Then this L represents labor. So let's for simplicity, let's just assume now that the business is producing using just two factors of production. One is capital and one is land. But what happens if you want to denote that the business is in the short run, you will put a bar on K. This bar on K means that currently this quantity of K cannot be increased, it is fixed. So that means if the business wants to produce more Q, that is want to produce, don't forget that this two represent output. If the business wishes to produce more, it will have to what? Employ more L. So output depends more on L than on K because K is fixed in quantity. So how does the word variable proportion and diminishing return come into play? So it arises from the way the business ends up combining K and L. Again, how did we come about the word diminishing returns, which is also called the law of variable proportion? It's simply due to the way the business manipulates a combination of K and L to produce in the short run. So let me pause a little for those that want to jot something down. Or does anybody have a question? Does anybody have a question? Okay, that means we should continue. It is clear to everyone so far, right? Can someone hear me?
Yes, sir.
But why is it
Yes,
always difficult for you guys to respond in class? Now, um, now let's look at the rationale behind the law of diminishing returns. So let's say a business, let's look at a bakery business now. So if you run a bakery to produce more bakery products like bread and all, you need oven, you need labor. So now let's make it simple. Let's assume you are working with just two factor inputs. You're working with just K, capital, and L, labor. So what would be if you are operating a bakery, what would be your capital and what would be your labor? So the oven you are using in your bakery will be your capital because this will be like your machine. Then the bakers, the labor here now represent the bakers you have employed, your L. Okay. Now, if you start off with one bakery, so in the short run, the okay now let's leave the oven. Let's assume you have just one bakery and you are making use of oven. Okay. So first of all, you have one oven and you employ one baker. So it is now ratio 1 to 1. So initially you employed a baker to work with just one oven. As time went by, because customers started demanding more goods, your oven is still one, but now you have increased your bakers to two. Now, if you want to increase your bakers to two, doing. It was before 1 to 1, ratio 1 to 1. Now it is to 2. Then if your workers keep demanding more bakery products, your oven is still one and you employ the third baker. Then when oven is still one, you employ the fourth baker. What is happening is that you are adding more and more of a variable factor to a fixed factor. What is the variable factor here? The workers, which is the bakers in this case. The bakers are your variable input, while your oven is your fixed input. You are not expanding your oven, no, but you are simply employing more bakers to use that same oven. Why are you doing that? You are doing that in order to increase output. So by doing that, you are simply manipulating the ratio in which capital and labor are combined, because initially it was 1:1, now 1:2, 1:3, 1:3. That is where the name comes from. That call it variable, the law of variable proportions. What is the meaning of proportion? From your primary school mathematics. So when you talk about ratio, you are talking about proportion. Okay. So in what proportion is labor and capital combined? It was 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. So what a business actually does in the short run, in order to produce more goods in the short run, a business simply manipulates the ratio in which K and L are combined. That is what gives us the name. Variable proportions. So that means the proportion does not remain equal. Instead of it to maintain ratio 1 to 1 or 2 to 2, to keep manipulating, so the ratios keep changing or to. Is this name the name variable proportion? Is it understood now?
Yes, now.
Okay. Now, the reason I'm asking this question, the reason I'm asking this question is that you ask some students now, the law of pay proportion operates in A, the short run, B, the long run, C, both the short run and the long run, D, none of the above. And people will pick both short run and long run, like they don't even understand what they are picking. We are calling something variable proportion. The first thing that should come to your mind: when does a firm manipulate proportion of capital and labor? Is it in the long run or in the short run? It's simply in the short run. So that means the law of variable proportion can only and will only operate in the short run and not the long run. Any other answer that someone picks any other answer, it simply means the person is gambling. Simply, it's simply a gamble because the person does not understand. Okay. Now I've got variable proportion. Now, why is this the second name? This is simply because as you are trying to produce more bakery products and you keep adding bakers to that thing, if you start getting the what are
Can't hear anything. The network.
you are employing more bakers to add them to the same oven so that they can increase the quantity of bread you can produce in a day. But to get to the point they become congested, so it's now multiplying more bakers is a waste of time. That the productivity of the substitute bakers you are hiring is just a waste. So their contribution will begin to diminish as you keep hiring more. So this is where the name comes from, diminishing return. What is now the return? The extra product. So as you are employing more workers, you are observing their extra value added. What is the extra contribution Yes, you employ the worker and you cannot even see the difference is making. In fact, it is a point that bringing more workers will discourage other workers from making results. The more workers you employ, the less and less additional output you make. If you don't, so irrational the marginal productivity a work to the position of employment workers when the marginal product of the last worker, that is the MPL, marginal product of labor, the last labor empire is equal to zero. At that point, when total is maximum, then marginal has to be zero. These things now, it has been something that I know many of you have not bought past questions yet. I don't know what the plan is, but it has been something past questions sometimes that come and go. When total revenue is maximized, then marginal revenue is zero. Same logic. Okay. So you should stop employing workers when the marginal productivity of the last worker you employ. It means if you bring the next one, you are going to get what we call NMR, negative marginal productivity. What does that mean? It means as you employ the next worker, you now take away from what others produce. For example, 1,000 loaves of bread. By the time you employ the next one, okay, so bringing the next worker will now cause a fall in the total product because now there's friction, there's congestion, there's not enough space to operate. The factory or the open has reached full capacity. There's nothing for what? Marginal productivity. That is, as the producer is hiring more workers, the contribution of the next worker, air condition experience when the next understand. Hello,
No, sir.
someone here?
No, sir. I'm just trying out to the network is suspect. I don't know.
Network is really bad.
Really, I find it
Hello,
very good. Network is
can someone hear
bad.
me? Say no, sir. Somebody here trying to. You don't understand. Abi, what happened? What did you say?
Network is bad. I don't know.
Okay, you could not hear me. So, is there only one person in this class? What was the last thing you said? Hello. What was the last thing you heard? Hello. You guys should answer now. Zainab, Zita, can you guys hear me? I can't even hear anything. What kind of network are you guys using? Hello. Can someone hear me? Hello, can someone hear me? Hello, Diza. Hello,
Hello,
Diza, are you
sir.
there?
Network.
I don't know what kind of network you guys have. There's no day that you guys' network is clear. It's so consistent. Like, hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, who was the last one you guys heard?
What exactly is when you say law of variable proportion oppose the number A short run and long run, then the answer should be short run. So that's the last thing you said. I had.
Back. Okay. Um, I was trying to explain why this law is also So we all know that the first name is very proportion. So
Sir, sorry, where you are, there is noisy there.
It's only the background noise
just
I can hear. I
finish.
can't even hear you at
But
all. Can only hear the background noise.
till now, is the background still noisy till now?
No, sir.
Hello.
Sir, I'm
Hello,
hearing you.
sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Station return. And that's due to the fact that when you are combined variable factor to a fixed factor. Hello? You guys cannot hear me again.
I'm hearing you,
Hello?
sir. Can you hear me?
Ah, God, I beg you. Hello?
I can hear
Hi.
you.
Sir, please continue.
As well. When I continue, you say you cannot hear me. You can only hear background noise. I can't even hear it here. I'm like,
I said I'm hearing you, sir. I'm hearing you, sir.
I was talking about the fact that when you add, okay, when you add more and more of a variable factor to a fixed factor, so when you keep adding more, given that the oven is fixed as one unit or two, and you keep adding bakers to it. So you have one, two, three, four, five. So I said the more you keep hiring bakers, given that the oven is fixed, it gets to a point that it just become very slow due to congestion. So instead of the work to become faster, the more bakers you employ, it gets even slower and slower because after a while, the oven has reached full capacity. So it is already overused. So they become so there exists a congestion or a kind of friction that makes the work to become very slow. So it turns out that the more bakers you hire, trying to get more job done, the slower the process becomes. So the productivity of hire decline. What is now productivity? Talk about productivity, that is the extra contribution of the last worker hired. So when they become too many on just one oven, the contribution of the last worker is so when after your MP, after marginal loss of labor, which is called MP, has reached maximum, the next thing is going to be beginning to fall. So MP, when it has reached maximum, it begins to fall. So at the point where MP begins to decline, that's the point where the firm begins to experience what we call diminishing returns. So that's why the second name on this variable proportion is also the non-diminishing returns. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hi, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, so after this, the next thing is to put this story on the graph. So what to show in the diagram that illustrate these stages in the short run production. So the diagram that shows both, don't forget that the three stages in the short run are IMR, DMR, and NMR. That's diminishing returns and negative returns. Hope you guys are still with me. Hello?
How you?
Hello?
Hi.
Okay. So I'll take note of the way I'm drawing this diagram so I can draw it correctly in your notes. So on the graph, I have something like this. So on the X number of labor employed, then on the Y axis, let us have output, or we can just write Q quantity produced. Let Q represent output, then on labor. Okay. So initially total product
Are you there?
at a high speed, then after rising at a high speed, it will change direction after rising at a low speed. So first of all, GP will go like this. You guys cannot hear me. How about now?
Yes, sir.
Hello, are we together? Okay, so I said initially total product goes up at high speed, then change the direction and start going at a low speed. So this is total product of labor TPL. Then marginal product of labor at the point where total product changes direction is where marginal product is maximized. So something like this. Hey, you have cleared it. So you have labor here, quantity produced here, then TP. We first go like this sharp, then change direction. TPL, then marginal product of labor goes like this. So at the point where total product is maximum, marginal product is already zero. The number now this is MPL. At the employment level, where total product has reached maximum, you can see at this level of employment here, let's call this L star. This at this level of employment here, L star. Okay, at this level of employment, what happened at that level? you see that total product was at maximum, but marginal product was at the zero line. This is zero. Okay. What about AP? AP moves like this. No. Average product of labor. APL. Average product. You need to know the relationship between marginal products, total product, and average product. You need to know it offhand. Okay. If you look at it, marginal product cuts average product at this point, and that only occurred at the point where AP is maximum. That means that MP and AP are equal at the point where AP is maximum. It means that marginal product usually meet average product at the point where average product is set at maximum. So you can divide it out. So that those three stages will be shown on the graph this way. So hold on. This will be, it's not straight. This will be our stage one, stage two, and stage three. What did I call stage one in the short form? Stage one is the IMR. Marginal returns. Stage two is the DMR. Marginal returns. Marginal returns. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir.
Hello there.
I am hearing you, sir.
I'm looking at the response part. Okay, now let's look at what happened at each stage. Let us analyze each stage and bring out the relationship. So let's start with stage one. Don't forget that we have this diagram is what? Stages. Now the heading of this diagram is stages of diminishing marginal returns. This is the law that operates that. So this is the law that governs short-run production, which is also called the law of variable proportion. So let's take the first stage. The first stage is called IMR. So what can you look? What can you do when you look at the first stage? Focus your attention on this part, this aspect here. From here, what can you notice? So you see, um, so from this stage now, let's talk about stage one. TP rises at an increasing rate when MP is rising. That's the first relationship in stage one. TP, that's total product of labor. TP rises at an increasing rate when MP is rising. And at a decreasing rate when MP is. Hello?
I'm with you. Yeah, yeah.
So I said for number one, under the first relationship, under stage one, number one, TP rises at an increasing rate when MP rises, and at a decreasing rate when MP falls. So let me use color yellow. Total product first rises as long as marginal product is rising. So TP rises first at an increasing rate. But what about when MP is falling? When MP is falling, TP is still rising, but now at a slower rate. If you look at this area, from this origin down to that point here, from here, let me use another color. Which color let me use from here to here. From here, you can see the purple color from this point on TP line up to this point here. What can you notice? This is the point where total product is rising at high speed. You can see it is straight. The curve is straight at high speed. What do you notice about that point? That is the
So
point
I
where
don't
MP was still
understand.
rising here. MP was rising up to this point. Okay, point where MP got to max. Hello, you say what?
I'm not understanding.
I had to. I don't understand from 1 point to 1 point.
Purple column, that purple column.
Who is the person that asked question now? Who say I should respond? Oh. Did you have the
It's
relationship
purple.
one I dictated for you? Did you
No, you draw the purple line now. So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
I will move on. No, me, I cannot. I'm asking on down stated because that's what I was trying to explain. You read number one down. Yeah, I have to move on. It's okay now. So for the first number one, for the first point, I said if you total product, I said total product, then it will start rising at a low speed when empty starts falling. So I'm trying to use a purple line to explain that same thing on the graph. That TP will rise at high speed at the region where MP is still rising. So trying to draw the region where MP was rising. Where did it stop rising? MP rules. MP rules, marginal product. You look at this line here is marginal product of it rose up to this point. This is the maximum point for marginal product. Okay. At this maximum point now, when MP was maximum at that point, what happened? That is the point where TP changes direction. So this point where marginal product is maximized and TP changes direction. This is the point of inflection. Again, the point of inflection. So this is the turning point of the total product. Turning point. How is it the turning point? At that point, that is the point where total product starts rising at a low speed. Initially, from this place to this place, from the beginning, from the zero line down to the point where MP is maximum, it was first rising with what full speed. But as soon as marginal product reaches maximum, TP start rising at a low speed. So moving forward from that place, so we call it turning point. If you look further at that turning point, what happens? TP is still rising, but now the speed is low. Look up, look at that yellow line. If a line is going like this, straight, it is going up. You can see it has tendency to continue going up. If a line is going on a straight line like this, it is facing up. You can tell the speed is high. But when the line starts going up like this, you can tell that it wants to start falling. A line that is facing like this wants to start falling, but the one that is facing up like this has tendency to continue going. Just like when a space shuttle takes off, it doesn't face like this. It faces up the sky straight. But when a plane wants to land, what does it do? It also begins to face the earth. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from the yellow line, you can see that the way TP was rising from that yellow line, it's not the way it was rising before. Before it was rising like this. Now it is now rising like this. So in this region, let me use the yellow line cover it. Uh, from this region to this region, from here to here, what can you notice? TP is still rising, but now at a low speed. That's because in that region, MP was falling. Look at the yellow line for MP. So in the region where marginal product is falling, TP is rising, but at a low rate. But in the region where TP, total product is rising at high speed, rising. So what I'm trying to bring down. Okay. So what can you notice? At the point where M gets to maximum, it is the turning point for total product. So total product changes direction in which it was moving. All right. What happens as you continue towards the end? And you can see I've already broken down stage one, two, and three. Towards the end, when this MP is falling, when marginal product is falling, you can see AP is still rising. Hello, from here, average product was still going up. So they now meet. So the marginal product is towards the end of stage one, they meet here. So we will now say that what the number two now that I want to write down. So relationship number two, MP, marginal product of labor, cut average product of labor, APL, from above, from above, AP's, APL's maximum. This is the easiest way I can put it for you guys to understand. Marginal product cut average product, not from below, but from top. And is it at the minimum place? Is it when AP reaches minimum or halfway or at the maximum? It is on the AP gets to it, so it's higher that it meets with AP. So MP is coming like this from up and AP is coming from down. So they meet like this. So as soon as MP crosses over AP, AP begins to fall. Yeah, look at the diagram very well. You can see that as soon as average will not begin to decline like this. Look at this line. Look at MP here and look at AP here. As soon as MP crosses AP, AP begins to fall, but it does not get to zero. Who gets this number 2 point? Who understands this number 2 point? I said MP cut AP from above at AP's maximum. Who understand what I just explained now? Hello, any of you understand?
Yes, sir.
Hello, one person understands.
Yes, sir.
They are just not following.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Just, I don't know why for you guys to respond is now like big work. Now, I've explained second relationship that marginal product cut average product from above. This is a jam question. When they want to ask kind of question, they leave two dashes open. They say MP cut AP at dash. So if you like, gamble it to when you gamble
Sir,
the check
repeat
question, multiple choice question, you can't go
repeat
with
the
challenge on it. This is not
hello, sir, repeat the
secondary school
question.
classwork that, that you can go.
Can you repeat the question?
Marginal product cut average product. Listen to me. Marginal product cut average product from dash at dash. Again, marginal product cut average product from dash at dash. From dash at dash. So option A, we have something like below, from below at its minimum. B, from above at its minimum. C, below at maximum. Option E, none of the above. So there's no way to download this kind of question again. You have to know it. Either you know it or you don't know it. So the answer is above at its maximum. You can see this line here, where marginal product come from up and cut average product from above. Now, so it means all of these things are saying end with what? One. Let's look at what happens in stage two. Let's move towards stage two now. Stage two, we call it diminishing marginal returns. Okay, so that is the stage of what? The law of diminishing or the law of, but it is only one stage out of this that gets done. It has other stages, increasing marginal return, negative marginal return, but it is this middle stage that carries the whole name. Okay, so in stage two, we call it diminishing marginal return. What happens in stage two? So you can see that for stage one, as the firm is employing workers in stage one, the workers are contributing more. And it is increasing. So majorly in the larger part of stage one, productivity is going up in stage one. The end of the day, like marginal flow is equally on. So it's very beginning of it. Here to like you can start everything in this stage first from the beginning to the end. That's where the stage before the stage of simulation comes. So what we like to talk about is the total response and the average of the marginal. So not the complete stage. What I'm thinking of like going on. AP is falling on not that much. When you do the MP, going down. By the end of the day, every already And then again, by the end of the marginal product is already zero and average. So it has total product is 1. So what happens is that so right now all the stage 2, those are just fast. All those stage line but remain positive. Marginal product decline but remain positive. At the decreasing rate. Again, all those stages, all those stages, MPH marginal product falls. Marginal product falls, but total product rises at a decreasing rate. At the end of this stage, total marginal product is equal to 0. At the end of this stage, total product is maximized while marginal product is 0. I don't think now everything I'm saying is on the board. I don't want to just feel like this. Not something you start gambling and saying, what I'm saying is you can see that GP growth and got to the maximum point, and MP fell and got to the last point of 0 on the 0 line. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
But I chat and say no.
Yes.
Hello, someone too.
Continue. Um, now let's move to stage 3 now. Stage 3. Now stage 3 will refer to it as negative marginal returns. That is, there is no point to employ more workers. Yeah. Now I don't know if any of you know why we are dealing with labor. They're not mentioning capital. Don't forget that we are talking about stages of production in the short run. In the short run, you don't have enough time to increase capital. So capital is fixed. They are only increasing labor. So that's why I'm not putting capital on this graph. So all these different levels of employment, you can call it L1, L2, L3, and this is L star, L4, L5. So different levels of employment of labor. We are comparing it to which, sorry, comparing it to the way productivity is what moving alongside as you're bringing in more workers. But in stage 3, what happens? The firm has already gotten to the highest you can achieve in terms of total product. And when something gets to maximum, what happens? When the total of something gets to maximum, what's the next place to go? Is to fall. Because after mountain top is a decline. Then after rock bottom is a rise. When something gets to the rock bottom, that is the lowest point you can get, what's the next place to go? It's up. And when something gets to the highest top, that is the mountain top or the peak, where else can it go? It's to fall. So when total product has been maximized, a rational or a sensible producer or employer should stop employing workers at that point. I mentioned earlier that you should stop employing workers when your marginal productivity of workers, that of labor, is equal to 0. It means that at that point, your what? Your total productivity is maximum. You should stop at that point. If you employ further, you're just wasting money. So if the firm continues employing workers beyond the point where that is this F star, this is what they can show you on your graph. They can show you an the optimum employment point for the firm. What is the optimal employment point for the firm? That's where the firm should stop. It is this L star here. This is the highest they should employ because if the employer workers beyond this point, what happens after that? Total product begins to fall after that point. So TP begins to decline, as you can see, begins to fall, and your MP, which means the extra contribution brought in by that last worker you employed, becomes negative. So as you are adding the new worker, the worker is contributing negative to the firm. If before you were producing 100 units of goods and you employ another worker, the cost of that worker journey now is not enough. Everywhere is now congested. So it makes the work uncomfortable for the previous workers you had. So due to maybe traffic jam or a lot of friction at the place of at workplace, now found that employing this new worker has added -5 total product. Now your new total product will be 95 because 100 -5, 100 plus -5. So when you bring in a worker and the extra contribution is negative, your KP begins to fall. Okay, it's negative. Any number below zero is negative. So it's -1, -100, -1,000, -1,000 is smaller than zero. So that's why on this number line now you have on this graph you have the plus quadrant, positive, and you have negative quadrant. So if you extend the line downward, this will be minus, this is plus, this side is minus, this side is plus. Okay, so as MP has fallen below this line and gone down now, the value of MP on this region are adding more workers. So let's say for example, let's give an example of that I employment in stage 3. Above the beyond L star. So if you employ workers beyond L star, how do you analyze the impact of that new worker? You trace that L1 to touch MP. So at that L1, the MP is here, negative. Take it up here. So TP has fallen below the maximum point it was before. So this is the maximum point of TP before. Now that I have brought in this new worker, TP has fallen below that maximum point, and LMP has fallen below zero and is now negative. Do you guys understand? Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what is the best point for the firm to stop employing? What is the best point for the firm to stop employing? So the firm stopped at stage 1, it was stage 3. Now, in stage 1, the name is very enticing. Many students will pick stage 1 because the name says increasing marginal returns, which means that as the employer or the firm is employing more workers, extra output is rising. As you can see in stage 1, the MP keeps going up, okay, and TP is rising at high speed. But is this the best stage for the firm to stop? No. When you realize that as you're employing workers, your output is rising like mad, what should you do? You should keep employing more. You should employ more so that you can end up getting more. Why? You have not exhausted your capacity yet. You have not gotten the full capacity of your what? Your factory. You should continue producing and producing and producing more like that. So you can see if the firm producing at stage one, the highest output it can get is this. This is the maximum it can produce at stage one. But if the firm continue employing workers down to the end of stage two, output it can produce is this. You can see. So stage two is the best place. So this is the where so the firm to produce. So the firm should continue employing and employing more workers up to the stage where so it is by the end of stage two. Now we can go over the relationship. We say, so part of the and what I'm giving you today is I've told you that when dot is maximum, marginal is zero. When AP is maximum, so when average product of labor is at maximum point, at that point, average product of labor will be to marginal product of labor. Why is that so? Marginal product cuts it from above. So as it is falling, don't forget that marginal is the first to reach maximum. MP reach maximum first, followed by AP two, then TP three. So the first graph, the first curve to reach maximum is marginal product, followed by average product, then followed by what? Total product. Begin to fall, and will now fall and cut AP at the point where AP reaches its own maximum. So it is until AP is maximum that it is equal to MP. Then what happens to TP when MP is negative? Product is minus. The point where was cannot reaching down. So you can say when total product marginal product at MP of labor will be zero. But when total product has reached maximum and begins to fall, so when TP of labor begins to decline, at that point, marginal product of labor is what? Negative, it is minus. Take note of this relationship. These are the likely things you see in exam questions. Hello, is this noted?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to clear my screen now so you can move to the long run. Okay, now let's move to long run production. I talked about stages of production in the long run. Long run production analysis. Long run production analysis. So in the long run, we have enough time to vary increase. So no input is fixed. Both the fixed one and the variable is enough time to increase both the machine, the building, and number of workers. So what happens is that all factors are variable. So what happens in the long run is that Proportion. Remember that in the short run, the business only manipulates proportion in which capital and labor are combined. But in the long run, the proportion of combination, so proportion of capital and labor is fixed. It doesn't vary. The ratio of combination is fixed. But the scale of production varies. So this is the difference between short run and long run. In the short run, the firm does not have enough time to scale up. Listen, I've not been mentioning scale. All through the time I was explaining short run, the word scale did not come out of my mouth. So don't go and mix it up. I was mentioning ratio, proportion, and I was mentioning diminishing return. Funnily, some students will see questions that talk about returns to scale and they will pick short run. When I was mentioning short run, I did not mention scale. I was talking about what? Diminishing return, variable proportion. But now in the long run, but in the short run, the business manipulates ratio since it cannot scale. Again, in the short run, businesses cannot scale up, so they manipulate ratio of K and L. But in the long run, they have enough time to scale up, so they leave ratio unchanged. That's what I mean by proportion is fixed, but scale of production varies. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's look at an example. So you can just jot it somewhere that in the long run, something that we talk about in the long run very often is all inputs. In the long run, all inputs are variable. That is all inputs vary. So nothing is fixed because even for the fixed factor, there's no very when it is in the long run. When a firm is trying to produce more goods in the long run, it does not have to start manipulating the proportion or the ratio in which K and L is combined. Simply because there's enough time to increase two of them. So let's talk about our bakery business in the long run. So let's say initially, as you're running the bakery business, you started off with this is your K represents oven and L represents bakers. So you started off with one oven and four bakers. By the time you want to double the number of bakers, you also build there's also enough time to build a bigger oven as well. So now when you want to scale up, it's now become two ovens, eight labor, three ovens and 12 labor. So what you are simply doing here is to scale up. So what you are simply doing here is to scale up and not manage. So if you look at it now, the ratio 1 to 4 remains the same because 1 to 4 is the same thing as 2 to 8. If you divide it, 2 year 1, 2 year 4, 3 year 1, 3 year 4, you can see the ratio of combination remains unchanged all through, but the scale keeps changing. So what is is the firm scaled up 100% year to 100%. Can you guys see the difference now between scaling up and manipulating ratio?
I don't really understand. Can you please explain
Hello?
again? I said I don't understand. Can you please explain again?
What part do you, I cannot explain everything again because of time. What part of it
The part
I
the
cannot
part of
explain again? What
scaling
part
up
do you
and
not understand? Is it
ratio.
the ratio aspect? Is it the part where I said 2 to 8 is the same thing as 1 to
No,
now
no.
this aspect here is primary school. It's not supposed to be a problem in the econ. Have you heard the word before? Production and large scale production and small scale production. Hello, time is going. Answer fast. Have you heard the word small scale business and large scale business?
Yes.
So it's exactly what we are saying. In the long run, the business is scaling up its size. But in the short run, the business is not scaling its size. It's simply changing the ratio in which capital and labor are combined. So what happens in the long run is that when businesses want to expand, they don't just employ more workers, they also build bigger factories, bigger ovens. So you for the short run own, I said the K is like this and L. For the short run, I think like this K, L. The firm maintained the same one oven, one, but kept adding more bakers, one, two, three, four. This is not scaling up. This is the business trying to change the combination of capital and labor. But in the long run, there's enough time to build bigger factory, bigger oven. So what happens in the to the plant size in the long run is that if you have capital with four bakers, when you want to expand, if you now build another oven, that's two to eight bakers. Then if you want to expand further, it now become three ovens to 12 workers. Is there anything confusing about this? You simply keeping
No.
ratios the same, but the scaling up takes place. The business scales up its size while maintaining the same ratio 1 to 4.
I understand now.
So now we can say that to produce more in the long run, businesses increases both K and L. Now let me rewrite the production function. I said, okay, I said for short run, when a production function in the short run is Q is K, a function of K, comma L. But there is not enough time to increase the factory the business does. Since K is fixed, to produce more in the long run, a business employ more labor and combine more labor with the same capital. So to increase output, but in the long run, you can increase both K and L. So output in the long run is a function of K, comma L. There is no bar on K. On K. K can be increased. L can also be increased. So this is long run production function. For a business to produce more goods in the long run, it increases. So if you want to increase output in the long run, so that you can end up producing more. Is this understood?
Yes,
So
sir.
you're not just changing one and leaving the other one fixed. So we are increasing both of them, leaving the same proportion for you scale up. Now, what is then the law? I said the law that operates in the short run, that one is called variable proportion or diminishing return due to the way labor and capital are combined. But if you look at what is now the name of the law that operates in the long run, you can see that we are not changing on here. We are scaling up. So the law that operates in the long run is simply called the law of return to scale. Anybody that mixes it up now, you don't get my quote because I'm taking time. The name is called the law of return to scale. Simply because we are scaling up in the long run and not manipulating ratio. Likewise, the same way the short run law is broken into three: IMR, DMR, and NMR. For the long run production, it is also broken into three. The first stage S, stage two, CRS, stage three, DRS. So we have the increasing return to scale, increasing returns to scale. Stage two is called constant. constant returns to scale. Stage two is called decreasing serious money. Decreasing returns to scale and diminishing marginal returns are not the same thing and can never mean the same thing. One operates in the long run, while the other operates in the short run. Do not mix it up. For diminishing marginal returns, we were keeping our capital constant while labor was changing. So you now say you get to a point that the additional value you get from employing more labor begins to drop. Okay, but well, you are not doing so. You are increasing both capital and labor. So if you are saying it gets to the point that as I'm increasing both K and L, the output that you get from increasing both K and L begins to decline. So it's a different concept. DRS and DMR are not the same. So I'll pause a little. Are you guys set?
Yes.
Okay, now let's take them one after the other. Let's talk about IRS, CRS, and DRS. So the first stage in the long run production is increasing returns to scale. Now, don't forget increasing returns to scale simply shows that you are scaling. You are not manipulating the you know that you are increasing one and leaving one. So look at it. IRS increasing returns to scale. Increasing returns to scale. So this is a case where as you increase the scale of both your K and L, you know, I was in the example I gave, I said each part of one capital and labor. By the time you want to scale up, you do 2 and 8, showing that we have maintained the same ratio, but you are increasing the scale. So what is now IRS? When your output grows more than the way you have increased your input, we call it increasing return to scale. When the growth in output is more than proportionate compared to the growth, when a firm experiences increasing return to scale when K example capital and labor, if capital and labor get increased by one, if capital and labor get increased by 100%, that is double it. But your output, which is quantity produced, gets increased by 150%. That is what we call increasing returns to scale. Don't forget for IMR, it's not the same thing. Your capital remains the same, but you employed more workers, and the productivity of that worker increased, keeps going up. So the more worker you add, the more extra. So the contribution of the second worker supposed surpasses the contribution of the first worker. Let's say when you employ the first worker, you put 10 units to output. When you now employ the second worker, that second worker now you consider extra 15 shorter than the long one. But we are saying we are not even talking about only workers, we are talking about capital. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys
Yes,
still
sir.
hear me? Hello.
Yeah.
For example, if you move your capital from 1 to 2, and your labor moves from 4 to 8, we now found out that this is 100% increase. The output grows beyond this 100%. For example, if your output grows from 20 units of output to 50 units, this is 150% increase. So now you know what I'm saying, guys, that some things are examples that you don't learn, because like you don't pay attention to. They'll catch up with me and doing a good. Okay, you can see the fraction. You will play with it. It may affect when you are doing a course. If I ask you now, if production increase from 20 to 50%, by how many percent has it increased? Some will say it increased by 30% because they don't know how to find percentage. Production increased by 30, not 30%. If you want to find the percentage, it should now be 50 minus the original one, 20 over the old one, 20 times 100 over 1. So production increased by 30 divided by the old quantity, 20 times 100 over 1. And that's 20 here 1, 20 here 5. That's 55 times 30. That's 150%. So if you increase your capital from 1 to 2 and you increase your labor from 4 to 8, that means you have doubled your increase by 100%. If you now find out that your output increased from 20 to 50, it means that your output has simply increased by 150%. That is exactly what we call IRS, inflation returns to scale. You feel me? Does anybody out there feel me?
Yes, sir.
The rest of you don't feel me? What's wrong? Those of you that are quiet, what's wrong with what I just calculated? Oh, is there anything I've calculated just now that looks so strange?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm done explaining IRS. Let's go to CRS. Stage 2 of long run production. CRS, constant returns to scale. Constant returns to scale. Now, this one means your effort gets compensated 100%, not more than. So, when output grows by an equal percentage to the input growth, that is called constant returns to scale. If the rate in which your output has grown is equal to the rate in which your input has grown, we call it constant returns to scale. For example, if you double, for example, if you capital and labor, two of them, you double them times that by 100%. If you raise your capital and labor by 100%, then you realize that the output the firm produce also increased by the same 100%. That is called returns to scale. So it means that the total output commensurate with the input has grown. No cheating. Nothing more, nothing less. 100. So if you increase input by 60%, your output also increase 50%. That's what we call KRS. Is this clear? Hello.
Yes. Yes, it's
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Now the last one. The last one is DRS. DRS. Decreasing returns to scale. Decreasing returns to scale. So number three. DRS. Decreasing returns to scale. So many students usually mix this up. They think that just like the name implies, decreasing returns to scale when the business increases capital labor and output to decrease. No, 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 that's rubbish. Okay. What do you have returns? It means you are getting returns, you are seeing results as you are increasing your input, you are seeing results, but it is falling. It is not coming the way you are putting effort. Just like somebody studying, when you are reading and reading and you are getting tired, you are putting effort to read, not everything because you have exhausted your capacity for that day. So decreasing returns to scale occurs in a firm at the point where capital and labor gets increased. And you know that output grew because most people know that says output first. No, output. So output, for example, if the output reduced by if output grew by 80%, if when you improve your input, if you increase input by 100%, output also increase but by 80%. They are going to call it decreasing returns to scale. You got a result, but it was less than proportionate to the input, the effort you made. So now, if you have to do a summary, short run production. In the short run production, since there is not enough time to give all input, at least, at least, at least, mhm, one in supply. So in the production, there's not enough time to increase all input. So at least one, and that one will be capital, which is you know that in the cons when you say capital, you're talking about machine, building, tools, raw materials. So they are fixed in supply. So what is the law that operates in the short term? The law that operates here in summary now is called the law of returns to scale. Right? Oh, okay. I made a mistake. Yeah, you guys should correct it now. What is the law that operates in the hello? Those that have been following. Can someone hear me out?
Yes, sir.
What is, what is the law that operates in the short Hello, can somebody hear me?
So I don't even know where you made the mistake.
Yeah, am I talking to? I'm asking them what is the
Yeah,
Lord that operates in short and everybody is quiet. And that I've been playing since morning. What did you say? I cannot hear you anything. What are you people saying?
I can't see your screen.
Yeah, operates in the short one. Heck, I don't leave my screen alone. After my question, I want to give you a question. Short one. Give me a
I did not hear the question.
So you guys are saying all the time I've been shouting, what is the Lord that operates in the short and nobody heard me? What is the Lord that operates in the short and nobody has heard the answer I've been shouting? What is the Lord that operates in the short run? I will not give you guys the answer again. Hello, can someone hear me?
Aisha.
so what did you say?
IMR, DMR, NMR.
What is the name for the Lord that operates in the short run? That's the name of the Lord. That's what the Lord is called. Doesn't it have a single name?
Variable proportion.
People are making this class so tiring. At least one factor input is the law that operates in the short run, the law of diminishing returns, also called the law of variable proportions. In the long run, all inputs vary. All inputs vary. Return, return to scale. And in both cases, they are divided into three. The law of variable proportion is broken into IMR, DMR, and NMR. This one is broken into learn return to skill is broken into IRS, CRS, and DRS. Okay? So this is the end of today's class. So see you. Any question? Hello.
Zainab, wait. Are you hearing me? Zainab.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you understand this number three, please?
See,
As in
everything he
today's
has
lesson,
been
I don't.
said. Can you hear me?
Eh?
Everything he has been saying. The network is very, very poor on my end. I don't know
Oh
about the
my,
rest.
oh
I'm
my
even planning
God.
to chat you people up when we finish this class. The network has been very. If you see, I didn't even answer any question. I just keep
Even me, too, I
moving.
don't even ask. 'Cause I don't understand anything.
He's
He's
just
so fast
waiting. I
and
even have to put
noisy.
my phone on. And the
How many
background, I
coach?
can't even hear anything. So I don't want to look like I'm complaining that the background noise, I'm not hearing anything or the network.
Ah,
How do I just have to
God.
keep moving? So I have to
Thank
chat
you.
the rest to even ask for their
The
notes.
network was very bad.
I will put it on screen record so I can go later and check everything. But I didn't understand anything at the time so far. The network is very, very bad on my end, so I don't know about the rest. How about Isha?
No,
I
I
didn't
don't even
understand
understand.
anything. No.
Sorry,
I
sorry.
was able to
Right.
understand long run at some point, but the network was just misbehaving.
And to where he is so noisy, he's not understanding us. That is it. Huh.
You know, at first when we started this class, I told him that I can't hear anything. That the background noise is very disturbing. So I
You
don't
don't
know.
know that you don't know that whenever you want to teach us or you want to start any lesson, you have to be inside so that there is nothing that will
I
disturb
know
him.
if
You
you
don't
ask
know.
the question, you will be getting angry, like you can't go back to the question. So
Yes.
I don't know, I just have to keep moving. I think they're paying
Oh,
for this course. It's not as if they are teaching us for free.
oh God.
This is what it is today. We just have to take it like that. Maybe we go through textbook and look at the subject and
Today's
study on
lesson,
our own.
today's lesson is not even enjoying it. And I don't even
The
God.
only thing we can do is that the only thing we can do is to it's better we go to Google or we have to find economic textbook and go back to this subject and study on our own.
The worst part is the economic textbook I have here
Uh-huh.
is not everything that he's saying that is here. That's why I'm confused.
Don't know what to do. And it's like already.
Oh,
Well,
who is this enjoying? Hi,
Good
Angel. Do you
evening.
have anything to say?
No, 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 not at all.
Okay. Do you understand today's lesson?
I did not really understand because the
Oh my.
network was very bad.
Oh.
So I just skipping. It was just skipping. Everything was skipping.
Oh.
So what of you? Do you understand?
Nah. Today. Oh God.
How about
I'm
Anjorin?
so
Do you understand anything so far?
as I'm saying.
Ah,
I'm sweating because my brain just scattered. Oh God.
It's well.
I'm
it's well.
confused.
I said, same here.
Now, number one, now I have problem with the background, the network, it's just breaking. Now I can't even hear anything. I'm just trying hard to follow up. That I didn't answer any question. But I cannot answer questions to what I don't understand.
Yes, no.
I swear. And again, it's very fast. Too fast.
Ah, too fast. Too fast, I beg.
Ah.
If you ask question,
Bye,
I feel
guys.
like I cannot go back. Alright. See you
Well,
next Monday.
Bye, bye.
bye. Okay.
Bye.
Ah,